Okay, interesting ratio question here. I'm going to go through it in a couple of ways. One, I'm going to actually use percentages up to the point in which we have to write it as a ratio. And the second way, I'm going to stick with ratios throughout. So we've got dark paint and we're mixing blue and yellow. 60% is blue. That's what I'm going to focus on. And then with the light paint, 60% is yellow, which means 40% is blue. We're then doing this mix that says 60% of the mixture is dark paint. So I'm going to be finding 60% of 60% for this part of it. Imagine this was worth 60 grams, then I would be finding 60% of 60 grams for how much dark blue paint is going to be in the mix. I'm just kind of ignoring the grams and saying it's 60% of 60%. And I can do exactly the same with the light. So because 60% is dark, that means 40% of the mixture is light, which means I'll be putting in 40% of 40%. Again, imagine that this was grams. I've got 40 grams of blue, or 40 milliliters maybe if we're dealing with paint. Then I'm finding 40% of that to put into my mixture. And this just works out really nicely. So I'll change it to decimals. 0.6 times 0.6 plus 0.4 times 0.4. That is 0.36 plus 0.16, which is 0.52. So what that means is I'll have 52% blue and 48% yellow. So the ratio will be 52 to 48. I'm going to divide through by a common factor of 4, giving us a ratio of 13 to 12. So you can see it's only right at the end I brought back in the ratio. The main method here is all about the percentages. So final answer 13 to 12. So I think that is the best method. It's actually not how I did it, but I wanted to give that method first. So this is how I did it. I stuck with ratios throughout. The dark paint, I've got blue to yellow is 6 to 4, because if 60% was blue, we saw above, 40% is yellow, I can do 60 to 40 or 6 to 4. I could make it 3 to 2 if I wanted. I'm just going to leave it like that for the moment. Then the light paint was the other way around, so it was 4 to 6. Okay, and now I'm kind of gonna treat it like I've got 6 grams. I keep going with grams. It's milliliters is typically what we use. 6 milliliters to 4 milliliters and 4 milliliters to 6 milliliters. Because I'm going to use this idea now because I want in my mixture, I want to put in 60% of dark and 40% of light. So I can imagine that I've got 10 milliliters of each. So I can say that, right, I've got 10 milliliters. I want to put in 60 milliliters of the dark. And then I want to put in 40 milliliters of the light, because then I'll be doing a 60 to 40 mixture. So what I can do is times this ratio through by 6, giving me 36 to 24. But let's keep writing milliliters, just to really emphasize that's the amount of paint I'm putting in to my mixture. 60 milliliters in total. And then this one here, I'm going to times through by 4. So I'm going to get 16 milliliters. So the ratios have stayed the same, but you can see I've got different amounts that I'm putting in. So I'm going to put this 60 milliliters of the dark paint into my mix, and I'm going to put the 40 milliliters of light paint into my mix. And what am I going to be left with? 36 plus 16 of the blue. That will add together to give 52. And the 24 plus 24 for the yellow, which gives me 48. It's exactly the same as before, just using a different approach. Okay, that is going to be my ratio of blue to yellow. Divide through by 4 also gives me 13 to 12. I think this way is a little bit more confusing. But talking about milliliters and why I'm timesing by 6 and 4 hopefully really emphasizes that's what I'm doing. I'm basically just timesing some amount that I have by 6 to get like 6 lots of it, this lot by 4 to get 4 lots of it. You can see that I've got 60 milliliters and 40 milliliters, so we're hitting that 60% mixture being dark paint, bringing it together, simplifying to get this ratio of 13 to 12. Really nice question. Well done.